Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Tank be chopping, and we back with another haircut tutorial. Alright guys, what we gonna be doing here is we gonna shape up the fro a little bit. We gonna be doing a taper, lining my man up, adding some enhancements. Y'all know what it is, man. So jumping straight into this haircut, as you can see, I am taking my low pro FX1s and I'm freehanding to the top. Now I didn't record me picking out his hair, but I did pick it out a little bit because, you know, it was kind of compressed. I wanted to pick it up to see how long the hair actually was and if there was any uneven parts. So once I did that, that's when I decided to take my low pro FX1 clipper and go over the top and just freehand it. Now I know a lot of people don't really like freehanding haircuts, like they're scared, but honestly I think freehanding is pretty easy. Obviously the more you do it, the easier it's gonna be, the easier it gets. But don't be scared, don't be afraid to attack these haircuts, guys. Just go in, freehand it, follow the shape of the head. You know what I'm saying? There's really not much to it. You just follow the shape of the head and take off however much you feel the client wants. So that's basically what I'm doing here, following the shape of the head, trying to keep a nice round look. And as you can see, sometimes you can go down with the clipper, up with the clipper, against the grain, or with the grain. Now most of the time I like to go with the grain. However, there is certain areas where I will go against the grain. Like sometimes the hair doesn't want to get cut for whatever reason, like it's curling up, so you may need to go a different direction. And that's basically something you learn the more you do this. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the hair didn't want to get cut when I was going with the grain, so I have to go against the grain. But nonetheless, as long as you get it all down to an even length, make sure that you follow that shape of the head, or at least the shape that the client wants. The cut's gonna come out fire, you know what I'm saying? And once again, that's what we're doing here. I am taking my low pro FX1s. And if you are interested in these tools, you can go to fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10 on any of the tools on their website. Tools, supplies, anything barber related on fwbarbersupply.com. You can use my discount code TANK10. But nonetheless, as you can see, I'm still going over the top, getting my client's hair nice and even, giving that nice shape that my client wants. And once this is done, we're going to actually start tapering. So what I'm doing here is actually my number 2 guard, and what I'm doing here is debulking where I want my taper to be at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking the clipper into my client's head, and once I get to a certain height of, you know, where I want the taper to be, I'm starting to flow my clipper out a little bit. And since he does have curls, and since I am floating my clipper, it's gonna blend in pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna be that hard. A lot of people think haircuts like this are hard, but it's gonna be a lot of flowing and a lot of freehanding when it comes to the longer hair anyway. So once I get the tapered area down to a number 2, I know that I really only have to blend into a number 2 guard. And you see me adjusting my lever a little bit just because I want it to look a little more blurry right there, a little more, you know, just a little blurrier, you know what I'm saying? So I had to adjust my lever a little bit, and then I'm going back in with just my clipper no guard, and what I'm doing here is just freehanding the part where I took my 2 guard and where it met the long hair, you know what I'm saying? So even though I was flicking out slightly, there are a little bit of discrepancies where you can see like a little ledge, if you want to say so, you know what I'm saying, like a little ledge. So I decided to go in and freehand that and kind of just give it a better shape, just where it gradually gets longer and it doesn't look like just a ledge on top of the shorter hair. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking my JRL Onyx. I still had the blur blade on the clipper at the time, and I'm going in with my JRL Onyx open. I wouldn't say closed, but it's open, and I'm coming up right below what I previously did using a slight flick out motion. And as you can see there, it's leaving a line, and that's fine. We can fade that out here in a second, but I'm being consistent with it. Then I close my lever halfway and I'm coming right below that, and then I close my lever all the way and I start coming right below that. So I know that the bottom of this taper is all the way down to 0, and the top is more like a 1, 1.5, you know, somewhere around a 1.5 area. So now we're gonna go ahead and blend out the beard just because I have the clipper in my hand, starting off with my clipper open, closing my lever little by little, working my way up. Now I'm taking my 1 guard lever all the way open, and I'm starting to blend where that line was. Remember, I left a little line when I went in with my Onyx, so now I'm going in with my FX1s again, lever open, blending that guideline that I set in with my JRL Onyx into the bulk. And as you can see, it's coming out pretty good. Like, yes, there are some discrepancies in it, there are still some dark spots, it does need to be cleaned up, but that line is getting erased, and I'm just detailing it by closing my lever little by little. And then here is my 1.5 guard blending into the 2 and into the bulk. So as you see, if I brush down some hair, some of that hair did come down, so I'm deciding to clean that up a little more, brush a little bit of hair down, and see how it looks before I decide to move on. And now I'm going back in with my blur guard, and as you can see, I'm using the corner of the blade, really just doing some detail work, you know what I'm saying? I'm detailing it, trying to lighten up some of these areas, trying to give it a more buttery, blurry looking effect, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing here, and then I'm gonna go in at the bottom of the taper and hit it with my trimmer, because I didn't use the trimmer yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and bottom out with my trimmer now, and it shouldn't really leave a harsh line since I already have a 0 right there. So I'm going in and just flicking my trimmer at the bottom area of the taper, and then I'm gonna follow that up with the shaver. And once again, guys, these are the FX1 shavers. You can order these fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10. But going back into this haircut, now I'm just doing some more detail work with my JRL Onyx, and I believe Fort Worth Barber Supply also has the JRL Onyx. So if y'all want to go check that out, once again, you can purchase any tool, any barber supplies from fwbarbersupply.com and use my discount code TANK10. But now what I'm doing here is I'm taking my trimmers and I'm lining up the back of my clients. I was gonna say beard, but he just wanted to do the ice pick sideburns. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my clients that I haven't seen him in a while, but he still gets the ice pick sideburns. So that's what we're doing here. Going all the way down, getting it nice and sharp. We're gonna take off the beard completely and just leave the sideburns. So we just working that sideburn, the front and the back, and then we're gonna start the C cup, and we basically gonna match the C cup to the sideburns. And then I'm gonna start off in the front, the middle of my client's forehead, setting my initial line, and then work my way over to that vertical bar. Then we're gonna hit that vertical bar a little bit, make that look nice and sharp, and now I'm going back in and detailing. So basically when you detail, guys, I've said this before in all my videos actually, when you detail, use whatever guards you feel are necessary. If you're not sure what guards are necessary, then just use the biggest guard that you used and work your way back down. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I like to do sometimes. I just start, in this instance, I started with my 2 guard, then I put my 1.5, my 1, and then my half guard, and then now I'm lining up my client behind his ear. But like I was saying, if you just detail that way, sometimes it helps you be a little more safer, you know what I'm saying? You don't take off too much hair, you take off exactly what is needed, and you don't really have to guess what guard you need. You're just going back in and basically following your steps going down. But now that that is done, as y'all can see here, I'm doing the opposite side of my client's head. I'm gonna follow these same steps. That was my 2 guard debulking, blending into the bulk, and now I'm taking my clipper no guard, freehanding some more of that bulkiness, and now I'm going in with my JRL Onyx with the blur blade, clipper all the way open, setting in my guideline, and then I'm gonna down fade until my lever is all the way closed, which makes it a 0 at the bottom of this taper. Here's my 1 guard lever open. And once again, all I'm trying to do is blend into that bulk that I previously, well, not that I previously did, but blend into that 2 guard. And then now I'm going with my 1.5 guard and really do some more blending. Really do some more blending to get this haircut to come together. Here's my 1 guard once again, using the corner of my clipper. And remember, guys, that corner blending comes in clutch. I feel that you'll be more precise when you're using the corners of your clippers. So if you don't really know how to take out a line, or you don't want to take off too much hair, use some corner blending and see what that does for you. I know that it can help out a lot. And as y'all saw me do, I did bottom out with my trimmer and then my shaver, and now I'm going back in and doing some detail work with my JRL Onyx. Now I'm blending in the beard, or the sideburn area, whatever you want to call it, and I'm lining up my client behind the ear with my trimmers. And then we're gonna line up the sideburn. Remember, he likes them long ice picks, so we getting that ready to line up, and then we're gonna hit that C cup also, and basically connect the C cup to those sideburns. Now that that is done, I'm gonna go ahead and start lining up my client. Well, not start, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish off lining up my client, starting where I started last time and just working my way over to the opposite side of my client's head. And as you can see, he has a little light spot on the right side of his head, well, his left side. So I'm gonna fill that in with a little bit of color enhancement anyways, but I wanna make sure to not push that line up too far back, because then one side's gonna be higher than the other. So even though it looked lighter, it's fine. I'm adding a little bit of enhancements here in a little bit, and it's gonna look a lot more fuller and a lot more, it's just gonna look better, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm going back in and doing some detail work. Remember, guys, when it comes to detailing, just start off with the biggest guard that you used and work your way down. So I started off with my 2 guard, then my 1.5, 245, my 1, my half guard, and then I decided to go back in with my blur guard open and then just adjust my lever as needed. And once that was done, I decided to move on to the back. So I'm doing the same steps on the back, guys. I'm taking my 2 guard, debulking, blending into the bulk, as you can see here. Doing a little bit of freehand right after that to make sure that transition from the 2 guard to the bulk is nice and, nice and faded. Now I'm taking my blur guard on my JRL Onyx with the lever open, blending, trying to blend into that 2 guard, and then I'm gonna adjust my lever closed halfway and then adjust it closed all the way and come to the bottom of that tapered area. And as you can see, that blend, it looks pretty good. Like, it's not 100% like blurry, but it looks pretty blurry for the steps that I've done so far. I'm still gonna go back in and detail it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. 1 guard lever open, blending into the work that I did earlier. Here is my half guard, just cleaning up any discrepancies towards the bottom of this blend. Now I'm taking my trimmer, and these are the Cyborgs. I just picked them up, no specific reason. And then I'm following that up with the shaver. Now I'm going back in, doing some detail work, as y'all can see, adjusting my lever, open, close, whatever I feel is necessary. Now I'm doing some freehanding, and then I'm gonna line up my client just to clean up that line a little bit, because once you start to blend that line out and you start to take off some of them hairs, sometimes that line doesn't look as sharp as it previously did. So I'm just going back in and making sure that it's a nice sharp line. Now I'm adding that hair tintation by Kiss, and we're just going over my client's lineup, not adding too much of this paint, you know what I'm saying? We don't want it to look fake, we want to look nice and natural, but just a little fuller. So that's what we're doing here, and it's really making those lines pop, and it's really gonna make this haircut pop even more. And then I did see a discrepancy right here, so I went back in and started to do a little bit of detail work, 2 guard, half guard, whatever guards are necessary, you know what I'm saying? And then here is my 1 guard open. And I just really wanted to raise the blend because the other side was blended a little higher. So now I'm adding some hairspray. We're gonna add a little bit of hair fibers from Tomb 45. You can go to tomb45.com. Use my discount code TANK, or once again, you can get them at FW Barber Supply. Use my discount code TANK10. But after we put them hair fibers in there, I'm gonna go ahead and reline up my client just to take off any excess hair, any excess fibers. Really make sure that that line is nice and crisp, and make sure that these lines pop. Add some more hairspray to lock those fibers in, and now we're just gonna go over everything we did with our trimmers. We're gonna go over that with the razor, just to make these lines pop even more, make the haircut last my client a little longer, and just to achieve a super sharp lines and a super sharp blend. And remember, guys, you want to stretch the skin, lay that razor as flat as you can, that way you lessen the chance of nicking your client. Now we're doing the front of my client's lineup. Once again, just making sure everything is nice, sharp, and complete. All right, man, so check it out. That's how my boy came into the shop looking. This is the before look. It's been a minute since I cut his hair, but it is what it is, man. And this is the finished product. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut in the comment section. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. Remember, guys, if you're in the Houston, Texas area and you want a haircut from your boy, you can go to my website, tankbechopping.com. You can book there. Also, if you want me to record it for YouTube, make sure to put that in the comment section. I'll try and record it. But yeah, man, y'all let me know what you think about this cut. Any tours y'all want, make sure to head over to fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10. And that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.